Broadcasting live from the Loading Ready Run orbiting underground moon base, it's the LRRcast.
Bum 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 dee doo 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 bum bum. Awesome, thanks guys.
It's the Ponfar.
Thank you.
It's the LoadingReadyRun.com podcast. How's it going, everybody? I'm Graham.
I'm Kathleen.
I'm Paul.
I'm James.
There we see. We did the pointing that time. It worked just fine.
We could just always do it in the same order.
Yeah, I guess that would work too, just clockwise. Yeah, we missed a week on the podcast last week. Things
Deal with it.
Things happened. Yeah, deal with it, nerd. I'm sorry. But this week we're going to make up for it by talking and answering questions and doing all the
We're going to make up for it by doing exactly
doing
what
we
a
normally
podcast,
do. Yeah.
All
So
right,
we're gonna-
I know this is optimistic, but
You're gonna
All right.
try and implement the hourglass.
We have a lot of questions.
all right. Well,
I'm
let's
gonna
get
say-
straight to it.
I'm going to say we go fast.
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the latest X ways to Y, and a little bit about the most recent episode of Friday Nights, and then jump right into questions. So, because X ways to Y, we only did a little bit in the loading time, because Alex wasn't around to actually do a full shoot, but we just sort of had some ancillary behind the scenes footage.
But I think a lot of the sort of
You saw the key points.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of the drawing on people, which is
Yeah.
sort of
Always
the important
fun.
part.
my greatest regret is that I did not draw a thick dotted line outline around each of those organs. Like I really think that would have been better, but
Oh,
Rather-
I think it was great.
like a dotted line rather than a solid line.
yeah, but like thick and then labeled them, like I think that would have been better. But
No, I
oh
think
well.
it was
I think it
fine.
turned out really well.
I'm glad all that color came off because the marker I wrote on James's head with my makeup because I really did not want to leave any kind of permanent marker that would not easily come off on James's face. And so I tested with Copic markers at first, figuring that they would be alcohol based and then would come off with alcohol based makeup remover, which was not the case. But I did use the Copic markers on Paul's stomach because I figured Paul was not going to be like hitting the beach anytime soon or something.
Well, I went to D&D, like actually while we were like doing the coloring my chest with all the organs, it was like, right coming down to the wire where I had to go to D&D. And so we did it and I was like, okay, we're done. Good. And I jumped into the car. And so I did the D&D with that just on. And then I like went home at like 11 o'clock and like went to bed. And then I woke up in the morning and like, oh yeah.
I should probably
It was
wash
still
that
mostly
off.
intact too.
Nice.
But then, it washed off in the shower and everything. So it was fine.
What were some of the other
Well, it's
ones that...
first of all, where did we get the idea for that from? Because you were like, we should do an X ways to Y, and I was like, all right, but what?
Yeah.
Did that one come from the thread?
No, it didn't, but...
We looked at the thread. There were some good ideas
I think
in the
we
thread
were
on the video
inspired
suggestion
by
files.
It was inspired by the thread, but I can't remember which one. So if you don't know, on the Loading Ready Run thread, or on the forums, there's a thread under the video suggestion for X way to Y suggestions. I suggest you all go there and suggest us your suggestions because
Somebody actually was
they're really
just
good.
talking about doing like a fan X ways to Y,
Oh yeah,
just because they did like the fan feed dump.
because they could shoot. Each of them could shoot a different way.
That
Yeah,
could be pretty
yeah.
good.
And so
Oh,
they're
that's
like,
awesome.
should we check with the crew? Like, look at the the suggestion thread. Check with the crew to make sure they're not going to use any. But I think I could probably say now, and I'll probably say it in that thread, that we don't think about X ways to Y far enough ahead that we could be like, no, don't use that one because we're going to use it.
Yeah.
So basically, go ahead and do whatever.
Yeah,
But
go
so
for it.
We were sitting around,
And if
we
it's
were-
something that we want to do, we'll also do it.
Yeah,
There'll be two versions.
I can't remember which ones we were seriously looking at.
there was like just like ways to walk, like ways to cross the street.
yeah,
there
ways
was
to
a
cross
ways
the
to
street.
was
actually
one.
seemed pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And there was one of the ones that was like one of the most last ones. It was like ways to play D&D, I think.
Yeah, those were the two. Yeah, those were the two that we were actually seriously looking at. There's
Yeah.
also ways to avoid getting mauled by a bear,
Yeah,
which was also pretty good.
Um,
But we ended up
But
going
I-
with the
I like the, which actually turned out to be somewhat the ways to get Paul's shirt off. That was one, right?
that's right.
Which we actually did away.
Which we
I
ended
guess.
up yeah. Sell his organs.
There was a lot of Paul nudity in this video, like more than normal.
The
Normal being 0.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
so sometimes we like to do X ways to Y because they're like ostensibly a like easier video. Because, you know, you don't have to worry about sound. You usually don't have to worry about memorizing lines because there's usually no audio. But there can be like a lot of very specifically necessary, like specific props and locations. And this one we decided in the morning. We wrote it around like 1 or 2. And then we started shooting at 3. And it took us a long time just because we had a lot of specific things that we had to do.
Because we went from the office to your parents' house.
Yeah, where we shot the door-to-door salesman.
Ask your parents
for money.
And insurance fraud.
And the insurance fraud, because we knew it would be a quiet street.
Yep. And then from there, we went to...
downtown.
Yep.
We went to the bank. We got food.
Yeah.
And then we went downtown.
And then we went to...
We shot the balaclava walking towards the bank thing, which was a little awkward.
Yeah. And we picked up that boombox from Paul's parents.
Yeah.
Then we went downtown and shot the
street performing. And
I think that was it, wasn't it?
We were going to shoot another one downtown, and we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
I can't remember why. And then after that, did we come back?
Well, okay, because one of the ones... Here's some behind the scenes. One of the ones we were going to shoot for downtown was just panhandling. It was gonna be like panhandling and then street performing.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a joke for panhandling. It was just like just beg for money.
Yeah, which is kind of
like,
sad.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
Also, because there are people downtown who are actually doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it wouldn't be that great an idea.
Yeah.
So then after that, we went to your place.
Yeah.
And we shot the tattoo yourself.
Sell your organs.
Sell your organs.
Calling old favors.
Which, sell your stuff.
We did the calling in favors with Paul while James was having the butts drawn on him.
Yep.
And sell your stuff with the greatest reaction from Cavern in the world. Oh my God. Sorry, his like does not compute reaction to the Post-it note was amazing.
I mean, there's that old video on YouTube.
Yeah, the Post-it note experiments.
Yeah, which is that's just something that really weirds out cats.
Yeah.
It's a thing they can't get.
I think that
back
was all
up
we
from.
filmed at your place.
And then we went to...
Then we came back here.
And then filmed the lemonade stand and the
intro. And the intro and
Bounty Hunter.
The Bounty Hunter.
No,
we filmed the Bounty Hunter.
We shot Bounty Hunter the next day.
Oh yeah, we did. Oh yeah, because we needed the poster.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I drew the poster graphic at night.
So then we came back the next day and we filmed Bounty Hunter and we went to
U.
Then we went to UVic.
The day we shot Friday nights.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God.
Had to take a break. No, we did it
No,
afterwards.
we did it after.
After we shot Friday nights, we went up to UVic and shot the job seminar.
Yeah, and it was like, literally went up to UVic for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. It wasn't long at all.
Like,
and then after all of that, I don't remember what time I texted Graham, if it was Saturday night or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Sometime being like, oh shit, the Sam Raimi.
We didn't shoot a Sam. We had an idea for it. Didn't shoot it.
No, I remember too. So the Sam Raimi was shot by me on Graham's iPhone.
Yes.
Yeah. But
as I was putting together the video.
I only remembered that we had to shoot it because James was like, we forgot to shoot Sam Raimi. And I was like, oh.
I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, James reminded me before you remembered. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
But, yeah.
If James reminded you before I remembered, why didn't you do it then?
Because then he forgot again, and then you reminded him again.
I was in bed.
This sounds completely plausible.
Yeah.
Right. But speaking of taking a break from filming Friday nights.
Yeah, we can talk about Friday nights.
Let's talk about how we did Friday nights, which is actually way more organized.
We have been shooting behind the scenes stuff for Friday nights, and I don't know if we're going to do anything on the YouTube necessarily, or if it's going to be DVD features or something. But there will be some behind the scenes footage for that. But for now,
we'll have to talk about it.
So we wanted to do an episode about, just for sort of like the genesis of the episode, we wanted to do something about Modern Masters because it was big and it's coming out and it's cool, and obviously
and it happened to be coming out on the same day.
The same day,
yeah.
So and obviously Trick, who's the editor-in-chief of Daily MTG, wanted us to do something about Modern Masters, so that all worked out well. But we just did the guild fight episode, and we didn't want to do another whole episode that was just drafting.
Right.
And so we struggled.
And Modern Masters is explicitly a draft set.
Yeah. So we struggled a lot trying to figure out how to do something that would work for that. And then we also wanted to talk about the Pro Tour, which was happening sort of while we were doing the brainstorming. And then we came up with this sort of this sort of double plot thing of some of us watching the Pro Tour and then some of us dealing with Modern Masters. And then we were like, but what do they do with Modern Masters? Or are they just opening it or whatever? And then I don't know who came up with the idea. I think it might have been...
It was Jer.
Oh, right. It was Jer who came up with the idea to open a pack and...
argue about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so and originally
so,
it was going to be
like the whole episode was just them arguing about
them like agonizing over what their first pick would be.
Right.
But then that sort of just
That's
became
not very interesting.
part of the... Well, no, I think it would have been fine, but it just...
Not as a whole
to get to that point, there was so much ancillary stuff that it became just like one sort of check-in on that thing.
I like that the secondary plot with us watching the Pro Tour, basically that was predicated on us being able to get those jerseys. Like we're like, let's do this during the Pro Tour,
like a Super Bowl party,
like a Super Bowl party, and then we immediately like went and researched places in town to get those jerseys because like. If we couldn't have gotten those jerseys, I just don't think that thing would have worked as well at all.
It wouldn't have looked anywhere near as awesome.
No.
And since a bunch of people have already solved the various references, I think we can just quickly mention them.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
So I'm wearing LSV's jersey and James is wearing Conley's jersey.
Which in itself is a reference to...
Because they were our teammates when James and I went to the Community Cup.
Yeah,
LSV was on my team. Conley was on James's team, so that's why we're wearing those shirts. LSV's number is 7 because of his penchant for 7 drops.
Conley is wearing 81 because he likes the number.
Just likes number
I don't
81.
actually have any clue as to why he likes the number. I should maybe ask him.
But like his Twitter
name is Conley81. He only follows
Was he born
80.
in 81?
Maybe?
No, I think he's younger than that.
Yeah, he's younger than us, isn't
I'm pretty sure he's younger than us. I could be wrong, though. I should maybe just ask him. But so 81 is a big thing for him. Don't know why, but it seemed like a no-brainer.
A lot of people thought Finkel's was like Pro Tour wins or Pro Tour top 8s.
Not correct.
Finkel's that's his special card, right?
Yeah,
it's
that's his
1-3
invitational card.
Shadow Mage Infiltrator.
Is Power Toughness 1-3. And then Martell's, and this is the one that I'm super happy about.
So funny.
Is the casting cost and color and flashback cost and color of Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
3 in white, 2 in black.
Yeah. Somebody was actually meant, which I don't know if this is true, but somebody was like, "Oh, that's because he came 32nd in his first Pro Tour."
Huh.
Which
really?
I don't know if that's actually true, but that would be
true.
an awesome coincidence.
The thing is that it would be an awesome coincidence, but then there's no reason for the different number or different colors, right?
Which was funny to give that instruction to the.
I like
to the guy who made
I like
the
that somebody totally like in the YouTube comments somebody was like bam right in there with it's like 1 black white. I get it.
Well,
Lingering Souls.
Like we showed it to a couple of our friends before. Like we showed it to I think Jer and to Cam, and we were like, "Do you get this?" And they were like, "I don't know what that is." I showed it to Marshall. I was like, "Do you get this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, obviously." And we're like, "Okay." So we're not way off base on this.
Yeah.
That's good. And then we got all the food props together. Most of the props you guys put together that day.
Yes.
Kate, my sister, made the cupcakes the day before, and
spent hours working on the designs.
I just wrote Cluestone cupcakes in the script, and I was like, that'll be great. Cluestone cupcakes, we can get Kate to make them, and she can make them look like Cluestones. And my thought was just that the tops would sort of be like, maybe like
kind of look
slightly glossier icing perhaps, but just like, squiggles into different colors like the actual
Cluestones as depicted on the cards.
On the cards.
Not the actual,
And I was like, Kate, can you do these Cluestones? And she's like, that is impossible to do in icing. I was like, well, can't you? No. All right.
Not without making it look like shit, I believe was her exact words.
Yes. And so she said, can I just do the guild symbols? And I was like, all right, but we'll do them on gray so that they look like artifacts.
Yeah.
And then she actually saw the guild symbols and she was like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them are tricky.
Well, she saw the Azorius one. It was like, what? I was like, you can just do rings. You don't have to do all the different runes.
Yeah.
And so she ended up doing Rakdos, Izzet, Azorius, Simic, and
Rakdos, Simic.
Another red one, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Boros.
Boros.
Yeah,
right. And they turned out really, really well.
Yeah.
Good cupcakes.
We picked up the cupcakes and she had been like working on it for like 6 hours, and there was like like icing
Icing
sugar
sugar
all
all
over her house, and she was just like, I could only do 5. I was gonna do 10, but they're so complicated. And we're
see
like,
through
no,
time."
they're amazing. They're amazing, Kate. And she's like, are you sure?
Like,
That one's
let me
kind of crap. And I was like, oh my god, it's fine. No,
We'll
these
take
are
them
wonderful.
away from you. Yeah.
Relax.
And they were tasty.
Oh, they're delicious too.
Let's see. Fun facts about the other food. There is a lot of things in the Simic slaw. Stop asking. The string cheese, not actually string cheese,
No,
actually
it's
just
just-
mozzarella
just
cut
cheese.
into those cubes.
We were hoping that it would be
because I forgot.
that it would be kind of. We got the non-stringy mozzarella.
Yeah, because pizza mozzarella is
Yeah.
kind of stringy.
Kind of
but
stringy.
no.
The hamburgers were
Oh my
prepackaged
God.
hamburgers from
Oh my
7-Eleven. Gross.
Like pre-cooked, and you sort of reheat them in the
Pre-cooked and-
microwave.
yeah, that's what you wanted to do.
microwave. The
Yep.
buns. No,
They weren't. They weren't terrible.
And you ate it cold, so I mean, like it
Yeah.
probably would have been better
I
if you
ate-
like
I
heated
ate
it
a
up
little
and
bit
put some
whole-
ketchup on it.
Cold and like it was not obviously great, but
It
I
wasn't
would,
the best burger you
I would
ever
put
had.
it at the same, or maybe even a little better than like the microwave burritos that you get at a gas station.
That's
right?
fair.
You take that back.
So-
Those burritos are good.
So I mean, if you are if you are in a position where you are, it's really late at night and you're drunk or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're looking for something weird to munch on,
They're not the worst.
They're not the worst idea.
All
You
right.
could do worse.
Kool-Aid was
Kool-Aid.
just Kool-Aid.
But the ratios were off.
Yes.
Because you put a whole pack of Kool-Aid into that tiny pitcher.
Yes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, to make the
So
color
it's like
more
super
intense.
strong.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid?
And the chips were chips.
Chips or chips?
That
Was
was
there
it.
anything else?
No, that was all the food.
That was all the food?
Yeah.
The Lost on the Wood sign I made.
Yep.
I'm glad I took the at first.
The two-tone colors on
The
the
two-tone
yeah.
colors on the top really made it look like you put a lot more effort into it than you should have.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't really show up on the video, so I'm
Oh, yeah, the
really
glitter.
glad that I actually colored in the letters. But yeah, the glitter. There's glitter.
Yeah, about glitter
Yeah,
glue.
but glitter
Glitter
glue.
glue
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
On the word woods.
on the woods,
Yeah.
and 2013 actually, but you can't see it in the video.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But it is-
didn't even know it was on the 2013.
It is. Because I looked
Yeah.
at that, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna show up, but then I can't color over glue.
I was able to get Bradley to do new background music for the food montage at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I caught that.
do you have time for that? Because we were like, because it was such a challenge to write the video in a way that said everything we wanted to say in an entertaining way, and we also, the trickiest part was waiting for Modern Masters.
Yeah,
'Cause we had to we did get a box early.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast,
But-
of course,
But
is
not like
very,
not super early.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast, of course, is very reticent to give out anything. So we're like, we're gonna need something,
Because we got the box before the full set had been spoiled.
right?
Yeah.
And they were like, you can't tell anyone. And we're like, we know, but we need it.
You have to keep it. Yeah, we had to keep it here at our office. Like nobody can take anything out of
Yeah,
this
nobody
room.
could say that we had a box of Modern Masters. It was very top secret.
Although the keen-eyed will have noticed it in the loading time
With the fridge.
for the fridge episode that went up.
Awkward.
It only went up a couple
Wow.
hours before, but
That's fine.
It's fine.
The
Okay, we suck at that.
All right. Anyhow,
yeah. So anyway, I was like, Bradley, do you have time to do this? He's like, I got a couple hours on Wednesday. I'm like, great. And he
Yeah.
was able to get me what we needed. And
Bradley Rains, American hero.
yeah. And the other funny part about our only sort of note, because of course we're doing this for Wizards, so we do give them script approval because it's necessary, so that there's not problems with it. The only real note from this episode was originally we had scripted that they would be agonizing over the pack that would have Dark Confidant as its rare. And
But I mean, half the reason we wrote that is because we had no freaking idea what was in the set, and we knew Dark Confidant was going to be in it, right?
yeah, and so I wrote in the script, I was like, well, that Dark Confidant seems pretty optimal. Bracket, this depends on what card we pull. And Trick was like, I know it's up to what card you pull. Hopefully you don't have to use Dark Confidant, because it's not really believable that you would pick something over Dark Confidant. And I was like, that's fair. And we ended up opening because we had to open a couple packs, and we sort of combined we opened 8 packs, because you can see 8 packs, and we combined cards from them to build this sort of
really good pack.
God pack.
God pack. And one of the packs we opened had a sort of Light and Shadow, which is, and I'm using heavy air quotes here, the worst sword.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, maybe you can try and make an argument for that. We know that the sword is obviously the
Pretty
pick,
much the
but
pick, yeah.
Fun fact though, the sword and the foil Life from the Loam were from the same pack.
Yep.
Which I told one of the guys at
Good
YJ,
pack.
I was talking to Ben at YJ
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that, and I was like, I opened this, and he's like, oh, I want to buy Modern Masters just so I can open packs like that. I just want to be like, I want to have that choice.
Yeah. Oh dear.
All right,
So that's the episode. If you like it, tweet
Please-
about it.
Yeah, please use the hashtag.
Friday Nights MTG.
Using a useful hashtag this time.
Yeah. Go comment and like on the YouTube video. There's a post up on Reddit. All manner of places for you to
Let Wizards know that you
show
like
your
it.
love. Yeah. Please. Absolutely.
Please.
Someone tweeted today using the hashtag just bought
This
that
because
they bought a box of Modern Masters because of the episode.
good.
Woo!
I think they'll be very happy.
Yeah. All right.
I think they'll enjoy the Modern Masters.
So-
question time.
We posted questions to Facebook today. Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say, check out Tap Tap Concede, either that has already come out or will be coming out.
It will be coming out. This will go first.
Because we talk more about Modern Masters in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we have a lot of questions. So I'm going to say we should try to blast through all
right.
of these. So let's go really quick.
Okay.
That always works.
First question. Questions go here. Yes. What is the longest single shot you've ever done, and how long was it?
Single shot or shoot?
Shot. Oh wait, no, shoot.
Shoot.
Single shoot
Longest
you've ever
single
done.
shoot.
I mean, we've shot for basically the entire day a few times.
A couple of the early episodes of Commodore Hustle we shot over 2 days.
Yeah, I mean all of those big hustles. Most of those were all shot over 2 days.
At least two, if not three
Some
or
over-
four. Yeah.
One of the longest shoots at the point was CSI. When
Yeah,
we
that went-
shot
that went for hours.
CSI, that was probably the longest shoot we've ever done at that point.
I think so, yeah.
It was a long day.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would say the original Commodore Hustle series probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you count gaps, then the rapid fire, but
Yeah.
that wasn't continuously shooting.
That's sort of cheating, yeah. Next.
Wait, what?
What?
Has anyone ever been far even as decided to use even go want to look more like? Please explain.
It's a meme question. It's like a
I've never seen it before.
really.
No.
Oh, well, I've been
I don't know how to answer
explained to look as more like. Or
I don't know
whatever
how
it
to
is.
answer that question.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Did you do an ISC with the Simic Slaw? No.
No, it's mayonnaise had been in
No,
James's van for like 3
hours. It
Yeah,
would've been-
I was
it would've
like-
actually been unhealthy.
I was looking at it and I was like, I ate part of the hamburger and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll try some of this. And then I smelled it and I was like, I don't want to actually make myself sick.
Yeah.
All right. What's the most shady looking shot or prop that you have ever done / obtained?
Shady looking?
Yeah.
I mean, James putting on a balaclava and walking towards a bank looked pretty
Yeah, it
shady.
looked
I mean,
shady.
we do have an assortment of fairly realistic looking. I mean, we have a couple of actually quite realistic looking guns.
Yeah.
Some of our guns are not realistic at all, but
No.
we have a couple that are quite realistic. And the gun laws in Canada are not as lax as they are in the States.
So you're actually
So we are very whenever we are using a gun on location, we're always having it wrapped in something before and then use it and then wrap it up again.
Yeah.
because
We
the
always
problem-
have to be a little careful with
Yeah,
that.
like the one we used in the ATM.
Oh,
robbery.
the ATM one. Yeah.
That one
yeah,
is an
yeah.
incredibly realistic looking airsoft gun, which is in fact, I do not think you can actually get those in Canada. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to be able to even have that here.
Well,
Well, it's not tipped.
Alex
No.
has his too, which is
Alex is like the silver one. That's
Alex's
Alex's
is
silver
an
one
amazing
is
one.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually want to shoot anywhere in public with that gun.
Like, it looks so much like
We
a gun.
probably
I
have.
think we have.
We probably have. At this point, I'm smart enough to know not to.
But
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're usually safe because we actually have cameras and boom and equipment
Yeah,
and stuff, which is
exactly.
usually an indication that something is going on. But yeah, but I think the guns are the main thing that we are usually that we're a little bit
Yep. All right.
Briefly for Twitter abuse, we were just filming on a bus.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
we
true.
filmed on a bus a couple
Yeah,
times.
we've done that.
Yeah, but we just had to wait for a bus and get on the bus and then film on the bus. I was
Yeah.
sitting in the back seat, hiding the camera. Anyway.
All right. Will other strip search characters, I like how they call them characters, show up on Feed
people.
Dump or Desert Bus?
I mean, if they come to Victoria,
possibly.
I would
Yeah.
love,
And they're
love,
funny.
love. We would extend the offer to anybody from Strip Search to come in our videos, but they
You
would
gotta
also
be
need
here.
to be here.
You need to be here.
I don't know. Hopefully, we can maybe get
Well,
a
they-
team.
apparently, they're
tangent.
all moving to
Cameo.
Seattle. So
All right.
Monica's moving to Seattle.
yeah.
Are there any plans to bring Gib back? Because I really enjoyed his deadpan, I really don't care what you're saying most of the time way of talking. Also, puppets are hella fun.
Puppets are hella fun.
Gib never really struck me as being deadpan, but
More like
but
jerky.
Yeah, I could see him
I could see
coming
him
back
coming
at
back.
some point.
All right. With the most
He
recent,
usually shows up at Desert Bus at least once.
yeah. With the most recent Friday nights, do you support the team/players that you acted as supporting? Why or why not? Was there any players which you felt should have been also supported? I mean, there's a lot of other really big name players that we could have used.
I happen to like all 4 of those players.
Yeah, I mean, all 4 of those guys are great players.
As I think we have Paul say in the script, or I think Graham has Paul say in the script. Yes, let us pit these friends against each other in an imaginary war. Like, I mean, we all like them.
Which is not to say that all Magic pros are friends, but I'm pretty sure those 4 at least are
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
pretty friendly. Let me see what other big names were at this pro tour. Efro.
Well, I mean, like, there's like, I mean,
Layton.
Team Channel Fireball was like 13 members
As a whole.
strong.
Yeah, exactly.
We wanted. I
So
mean,
it was
Star City
that joke
Games
in the
was-
script of like, I bet Channel Fireball will have a player in the top 8.
Yeah.
And they did, but neither of the players that we
Neither-
had.
and we wanted to. We wanted to choose the channel people who are on Channel Fireball or Star City, so we could have like the teams. You
Yeah.
know, there's lots of other great players that aren't actually affiliated with a particular place.
Yeah.
All right. Dear Loading Ready Run, it feels like loading time has become more silly as of late. Was this intentional? If so, I like it.
I think that's probably a side effect of Alex doing most of the shooting.
I think
these
it's
days.
and it's also just a side effect of
Just
we're
being
kind
silly
of
in it.
silly.
I don't know if it was ever.
I don't think it was ever very serious.
No.
I think Cam's like running commentary over the one he shot also amped up the silly thing.
Yeah.
that
that
was
was
good.
pretty
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like that.
But I think when Tim was doing them, they were maybe a little bit more
Yeah,
documentary-ish.
I can see that.
But it's just
All
All
right.
right.
Do you guys play any other games like Android Netrunner, or is it just MTG? I own that game. I haven't played it yet though.
I want to play it.
Like,
I just don't have any
other,
time
like,
right
Like
now.
other
games?
card games, I guess.
Ascension,
I honestly
yeah,
really
like deck builder games or
Soulforge, I guess.
yeah.
I prefer deck building games on digital, like on my iPad Mini. Ascension's amazing because I don't like shuffling all those cards again and again and again, like you have to do in games like that.
Yeah. All right. Does anyone play instruments besides Jer?
I am,
What does Jared play?
Oh, he played the clarinet. I mean, so did I. But
and
I
he
played.
plays the guitar a little
yeah,
too.
he has the guitar.
Yeah,
Oh,
he is
right,
pretty
right,
good.
Well,
right,
Beige
right.
is a really good guitar player.
Yeah.
Tally plays the piano, although not as much anymore. But they have a piano in their apartment.
Yeah, I don't play anything currently. No.
No, I'm not. I'm actually. Here's a fun story about me as a child, and I think I've told this story before. But my dad. But I was always a very creative kid, and I did not like playing sort of traditional toys. And my dad saw this and was like, "All right, I'm gonna get Kathleen in some sort of like creative outlets and stuff like that." So he took me to when I was, I think, like 5, like to AP. Like he, like bought me like a little like Casio keyboard and like put me in piano lessons because he's like, this kid has a lot of creative energy going. And they took me to a piano lesson, and this is when I discovered I have literally no natural sense of rhythm. And like after one lesson, my teacher said to my dad, "It's not too late to put her in art lessons." Like I'm just so naturally untalented. I don't have an ear for tone and no rhythm.
For proof of this, look at the recent loading time where Kathleen asked me for a beat and then asked me for a faster beat and then said no, a slower beat. So I gave her the tempo that she wanted, which she then completely ignored the beat of and just sang whatever the fuck she wanted.
Yeah.
I played flute when I was in high school, but I probably couldn't play much on it anymore.
all right. How often do you get keen fans showing up at the moon base? Not like super
Maybe
often,
like-
and they
Not often
announce
enough-
their
Yeah,
presence.
not often enough to be destructive.
No,
No,
if
maybe
people
like, maybe like once a month.
disruptive, yeah. No, I mean, if they're destructive,
destructive, we're
then
gonna
we
have
need to get them go
problems,
away. Yeah. If you want to come visit, email us and we'll try to figure something out.
Yeah, email James or email Kathleen. Do not email Graham.
Have you ever been to South America?
That's just because I forgot
No.
that's just because I forgot to reply. By the way,
Nope.
never been to South America.
Paul?
No.
I know you haven't. But
Like to visit
you
Lake
should have.
Titicaca.
If each of you were a file format, what would you be?
PNG.
.mov. That's what I deal with the most.
Yeah, that's true. I'll just stick with the exe.
MP3.
Really?
Yeah.
Not .gif.
Duck, yeah. It's pronounced GIF.
I know.
Has the fridge spore replaced you all yet? No, because we moved that one outside and bought a
Yeah.
new one. Will there ever be a loading time into how an episode of Unskippable is made?
We keep wanting to do that.
Yeah, we keep wanting to
We
do
have to,
that.
we have to plan for that.
We just have to plan it better. But yeah, we definitely will.
Yeah.
All right. First, happy belated birthday, Graham.
Thank you.
Second, I know in my family circle of friends, there are a lot of birthdays in the month of June. For all of you, which month is the absolute worst/best for birthdays, anniversaries, and or other celebrations of such nature?
June.
June is pretty bad.
Yeah, because
You, Cam, Paul,
Paul.
both my parents are June.
Your dad has a June birthday, doesn't he?
My dad's
no,
June.
my dad's is the end of May.
Oh.
We just did his a couple weeks ago.
Sorry.
But it goes like
It's pretty close.
it goes like my mom's birthday, Mother's Day, my dad's birthday, my birthday, Father's Day.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Kate is just like, God damn you guys, because
I'm
her
not-
birthday is in September.
Yeah.
And so this time of year is hell for her.
My brother and my mom, like my brother's February 29th and my mom's March 6th. So it's always like I'm planning for one. Usually it changes, but usually I'm planning for one of them, and then I'm like, oh crap, the other one's also coming.
Graham and Paul start doing Let's Plays again.
Hope to, plan to.
Yeah,
There we go.
post strip search. I
Yeah.
think we can
Graham, how
probably
was
say.
your birthday?
The actual like the day was just kind of, it was working on the last episode, the most recent episode of Strip Search, and was kind of like,
Happy
but
birthday!
I
Here's
brought you
editing.
chocolate.
yeah, but I hadn't finished my sentence yet. But the night before, I got some Lego sets from Cam and Maya, and I got some
Nice. What Lego did you get?
Star Wars Lego. Got a little walker, an AT-RT.
That's not a thing.
It's from from Clone Wars. A
Yeah,
little
I know.
walker and a ship that I'm currently constructing. That's
Cool.
super cool looking. And I got some presents from Kathleen, and I'm going to go to family dinner tonight. So
There we go.
I'm sure my birthday will be quite pleasant.
This is an interesting question.
I've got some App Store monies from Kathleen as well.
Has a news story from Feed Dump inspired parts of a script for a LRR video?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think
It's
so.
frankly, it's very seldom that Loading Ready Run scripts are sort of ripped from the headlines. For me, anyway.
Yeah, no, same here. I don't think so. Like I
My-
wouldn't say that there's never been any inspiration, but I certainly can't think of anything.
Yeah, I'm much more inclined to come up with ideas for scripts while like watching TV or something,
Yeah.
more so than actually like reading real world news.
Yeah. Okay. What parody groups do you listen to? I.e., Arrogant Worms? Yes. Here Comes the Mummy. Mummies?
I don't know about
Nope,
that one.
I don't listen to them. Weird Al?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Lonely Island? That's
Yes.
not an example, but that's who I listen to.
Oh, okay. Well, yes.
Key of Awesome. I
Yep.
listen to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Austin's pretty sweet.
And by the same token, the Axis of Awesome
Oh, yeah, those guys. Yeah.
that are also very cool. They're not only sort of partially a parody group, but
Okay.
That's all I can think of.
yeah,
Graham?
I am a fan of that kind of music. often.
How difficult was it from switching from editing a 5-minute video to something like Strip Search?
It was very difficult. It's the biggest thing that we've ever worked on and that I've ever worked on, and I'm really proud of how it looks and how it's going and how it's been received. But it's been a big thing, and it's definitely different than I was expecting.
All right.
Is it?
It's actually better than I was expecting.
Well, yeah, but you're a super pessimist, so
Is it
Yeah.
require different? Like, are you using different techniques than you would for a Loading Ready Run video?
yeah. I mean, well, because I've gotten to the point where I'm like where we shoot Loading Ready Run videos like Robert Rodriguez movies, where he's editing as he goes and he knows exactly the
Right,
shots
it's
that are
true,
needed,
where
and so
it's-
we only shoot the bits that we need. Really, like occasionally we'll do 2 angles for coverage, and this is like, here's 3 hours of content. You have to get 10 minutes out of it. And
Right.
and it's just like,
So it's actually a complete.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like that aspect of. I mean, that's nothing to do with the length of the episodes. It's more
Yeah.
the length of the actual
like when we were
shots.
doing Iron Stomach videos more regularly, right? They were typically more difficult to edit than a Loading Ready Run sketch, because Iron Stomach would be like, here's 40 minutes of solid footage,
Right.
right? And you'd have to go through and get it all out of it, instead of like a
Yeah.
sketch where it's like, here's all the shots of Paul. Here's all the shots of Kathleen. Here's a couple wide shots. You know, it's a
I think-
different sort of editing thing.
I think a lot of people underestimate that sort of triage step in the editing process. Like, it's the
Yeah.
actual, like, you know, all the cool effects and like putting things together is sort of what is often considered like editing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's really the most important part, or the most time consuming part.
Yeah, I don't know if I've talked about it much here, but basically, like an episode of Strip Search, I'll be real quick about it. But take like an event, like earlier, like one of the social events, like the the booth, like the merch booth thing. So that was an hour that they had, and so we'll take that hour of footage from 3 different cameras in a multicam clip and give it to Cater Alex and be like, here's this.
So it's actually 3 hours of footage to go through.
Yeah, it's 3 hours of footage over an hour span of time. Take this and like tear it apart, and they'll turn back like a 20-25 minute version.
The important thing to note is it really is 3 hours of footage, because oftentimes when you're editing an episode like that, there will be something interesting happening on angle A and something interesting happening on angle B. So you will
same time.
So you will see footage taken between 19 and 20 minutes twice, like one after the other.
Yeah.
So you really do have to watch everything.
Yeah, it's not just different angles on the same thing.
Yeah, it's not just cutting between, right?
So then that'll go to Kathleen, who will splice in the confessional interviews and do further chopping, and then it comes to like for that episode, then it comes to me, and I'll do like the bit at the beginning where there's like establishing shots and where we talk to them at the beginning part, and then it goes into the event, and I'll do more trimming in there, and then it goes to the after event and the judging and more interviews there that Kathleen will splice in, and it's
sort of a
refinement,
like funnel process.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very different.
Yeah.
All right. What happened to those games we played? We stopped playing games.
We have no time to play games.
It's basically.
Haven't you heard? Video games are dead now.
Yeah, those games we played is entirely based on how busy we are, and especially with Strip Search and with Friday nights.
But soon,
I
have a backlog I'm looking forward to getting through.
Me
but soon there will be games. All right, so now this is very interesting. I think he's thinking we're more popular than we actually are. Looking back on your development from local comedy group to international video game humor stars,
I'll take it.
How do you feel about the whole evolution? Has it been hard to adapt to the rising popularity? Have there been falling outs in the overall group of contributors over popularity and credit? What major challenges do you as performance artists face with new influx of responsibility?
There was that time we murdered the first Paul.
I hated that guy. Seriously, he was the worst.
I mean, for us, it's been, at least in my perception, it's been so gradual.
It has been very gradual.
Yeah.
It has not been overnight success by any means.
And so it's still cool to, when people recognize us and stuff. For me, anyway, it's still a thrill.
Yep.
So, if you see us, please do come and say hi.
Yeah. I think... Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think one of the interesting things is because a lot of what we do is sort of based on our personality, and this is something I've been noticing, and now that we're sort of working with like large organizations like Penny Arcade, stuff that I do also now reflects on Loading Ready Run, and then in a certain way can reflect back on our employers. So I feel like I have to, like, it's just like a responsibility of, like, even a very minor responsibility of being in the public eye. It's just like, kind of have to watch what you say, kind of have to watch what you do.
But you never,
don't Vine me when I'm super drunk, because I like to go out and have drinks and party with my friends, but it's like, oh my God, that's hilarious. Like, don't put that on Vine. Thank you. Right?
I mean, there is an aspect to that where, when I'm out, you're going somewhere and you're just like at a store or restaurant or whatever, and you're recognized.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, now if you do something, bad or embarrassing or whatever, it is sort of a reflection on the site in some ways, as in addition to yourself.
Yeah.
That there is a little bit. I try not to be too concerned about that, but there is a little aspect to that where you're like, oh right, so they're not gonna be like, oh, Paul was a jerk. They'll be like, that Loading Ready Run guy was such a jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Why didn't you smash the cartons of 6-month-old cream from the Desert Bus fridge?
I came very close because the one that was still sealed and had expired in November was puffy. And I said at the time, I was like, oh man, if we go into the street and throw that, it will pop.
Yeah.
But we decided
not to die.
Yeah.
And then unleash a chemical bomb of some sort. All right.
Make all our neighbors angry.
Whose suffering is the most fun to film?
Ooh.
I mean, the obvious answer is Matt, right?
Yeah, I think we pretty much established that.
I think Cam's suffering is also pretty delicious.
Yeah, but I don't like making Cam suffer.
Because you feel bad about it.
Every once in a while, like, it's fun, but And it's not like I don't feel bad when we make Matt suffer, but I also laugh a lot. So.
Yeah.
Well, also Matt is playing along, whereas like the problem with
it's
Cam
true.
is like, oh god,
Yeah.
oh no, right? You feel bad.
Do you think your new fridge will eventually suffer the same fate as the old fridge?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That fridge's days are numbered.
It's very safe to say.
I hope this one lasts longer.
It made a mistake by
In
coming
fairness,
to
the last one lasted a while.
Like
we didn't
3
get much.
years.
We didn't get much use out of it for the last 6 or 7 months of its
No,
life.
but before that, it was
Yeah.
fine. For
I've
like
been
3 years.
really enjoying having a working fridge again. It's
We-
been
Yeah.
very nice.
We need to buy that Brita thing still.
Yeah.
because that'll be sweet.
Well, yeah. It's if this fridge ends up the same way as the other fridge, I am confident that it will not be my fault.
Yep.
And as long as everybody can say that, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
What's the best way to convince reluctant people to act in an internet video?
Film them from the bushes.
Yeah. Don't tell them that they're going to be on the internet. I don't know. Like if
Just walk them carefully through it. Let them try a bunch of times. Let them know that it's okay to screw up because we do.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing that we
and
encounter a lot when we're dealing with people who haven't done it a lot is they'll feel really bad, when they mess up lines
Yeah.
and stuff.
Like
And
Cam
Yeah.
was really nervous the
Be
first
like-
time he did it.
what you're seeing is us having done the line a whole bunch of times, and
Yeah.
we just took the good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And especially with people who are coming into it newer, like Amy and Eric, when they heard for feedback, we're like, oh god, I screwed up. But it's like, that's fine. You take the best, like, relax. And then, like, the problem being is sometimes they see people like Graham, like, will just, like, hammer it out. But Graham's been doing it for over 100 episodes, right? And this is your first time. He's
Yeah.
going to be better at it than you. You have to just relax.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. I mean it's but probably not that useful to say relax. 'Cause
Yeah.
of course that
It's
doesn't
basically
help
just-
anybody. But
Just letting them know that everything is okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
with digital stuff, there's lots and lots of tape. You can always
We're not-
delete bad takes and
Yeah.
do it again.
I love the X Way to Y's video you made before PAX last year,
Nice.
and wondered what's the weirdest thing a fan has done / asks you for in person, or the most extreme way they have violated this lesson, being glomped, for example.
Never been glomped.
I've been glomped a couple times.
Wow, Paul.
Well, it's when we go to the anime conventions. It's particularly
Yeah.
dangerous.
You do look very glompable.
I have had times when you take a picture with someone and like you or they puts their arm around they or you, there's arms around people. That's fine. But I did have one person just be like, whoa, I nearly knocked that thing off the wall. Just be like,
God, I knew you were doing that, and that was unsettling.
yeah. Just like really just like "Ugh." And just because they were very excited, it was just startling as all.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even bad. It was just like, oh, hey, how's it going? Weirdest thing. I'm sure
A
there's
girl got
weird
us to sign her
things.
panties one time, but it was disappointing because it was just like a pair that she
It's
had
just like,
brought
here's some
for
panties.
that reason.
Yeah, it was like they weren't even
They weren't
Like-
on her.
they were not on her, nor were they panties she had worn. They were just panties. They were just
Yeah.
like, could you sign my panties?
Oh,
It was
Yeah.
weird.
I don't know. I will sign anybody's
So that
panties
it makes a
if
good
they're on.
story, but it's not as good, as you might imagine.
I will
Yeah.
sign manties as well.
I signed a boob once,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all.
but
Yeah,
she was wearing a shirt at the time, and she checked with Kathleen first.
yeah. I
Made
remember
it
that.
somewhat less
That was,
sexy.
that was very nice of her.
Yeah,
That was the first PAX East. I
That
recall.
was
Or-
PAX Prime.
Mhm.
Or was it Prime? Okay.
Yeah, first Prime where we had a panel.
Yeah, she's
Oh
like,
yeah, that's right.
I think it was like, will you sign my boob? And then she's like,
yeah.
oh, wait, is that okay? And I'm like, get in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's rad.
How are you guys doing? Good.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Discuss the red wedding episode of last week's Game of Thrones.
Nope.
Haven't seen
What's to
it.
discuss about it? There was a wedding. There was red wine. It was
shit
nice.
got real.
No,
Man, that
shit didn't get real.
Something
They just-
happened.
they
and
just drank
moving
some
on.
wine.
Moving
It's
on,
fine.
moving on, moving on.
It's fine.
that
Moving on.
wine, that
it's
wine
all,
was
it's all.
that
So all
wine was
the
very strong.
all the astonishment I've been seeing on Twitter is from teetotalers who are just like,
Correct.
I
Yeah.
can't believe they had that much wine. I'm
Yeah.
done with this show.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
I look forward to that.
it
When
was
I
very strong red wine.
I look forward to that
It was very strong.
when I catch up. No spoilers, please.
For the opening sequence of Strip Search, was it a conscious decision to include all the artists, regardless of whether they had been eliminated? If so, why?
Yes, because they're still part of the show.
Yeah,
Maybe-
exactly.
Made a conscious. Of course, it was a conscious decision.
Well, maybe just every week you mean to put in a new episode or a new title sequence.
I gotta
and-
remember to.
Yeah, I gotta remember to cut all these.
Hopefully, so the next episode is the first part of the finale. if I can at least remember to get Alex out of there, like at least just the first person to get eliminated. If I can remember that, maybe.
What you should have done is whenever it's going past an artist who's been eliminated, it goes into black and white and plays like sad music, and then switches back into regular music and then back to black and white.
Yeah, so everyone's there because they're still part of the show, even if they get eliminated early on, and also every reality show does that.
Yeah.
Will there be any more fun with microwaves anytime soon?
Oh, maybe.
Who knows?
I think we're kind of running out of things to microwave safely.
Oh, I doubt that.
Safely.
Yeah, it's. I felt like after the last one, we were at a point where to kick it up a further notch would be dangerous.
Yeah.
We'll have to go to an empty lot somewhere
Yeah.
and stand further back.
All right.
Behind a blast shield.
Yeah. Rig up a thing where we can press start on the microwave without having to be beside it. Right.
Have you considered getting other Loading Ready Run members on Unskippable?
Yes, at points we have, but
I'd love to come in and
didn't.
guest an episode of Unskippable. I'd be
Yeah.
Sass. Sass all up in that.
No, SAS has no place.
I want to get you into a let's play for sure.
Definitely.
Like a let's play for a Jerpija.
I have so many complaints.
Jerpijas.
All of them valid.
Why wasn't Maya wearing gloves when she cleaned the fridge? It's
'Cause
a
Maya
really
is
good question.
hardcore.
It's just hardcore.
It's just mold. You can wash it off.
Yeah. It was
Um,
disgusting, but not like carcinogenic.
Will you ever come back to the glorious mainland and film over here? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, none of us live. Well, I guess Matt lives over there, but he's too busy with grad school to come and like hang out with us for a weekend to film.
He's almost done school though.
That's true, but like a lot of the filming that
Is
we
he
did in
going to move
Vancouver,
back to Victoria?
Well, he's almost done school, and then he does his
practicum,
Practicum.
which is still going to be tons of work. Right?
Well, which it'll be but it'll be more like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 kind of work, right?
So maybe we can do that. But when we filmed in Vancouver, it was typically because Graham was coming over to visit me because I'm unreasonable, and I was like, it sure would be nice if you would come see me once in a while.
True story.
So
I was like, why do you keep saying
and so swiftly, my friends were pressed into service as kind of the
Loading Ready Run North?
Yeah, Loading Ready Run B team.
Dear Hostler, what is your favorite mixed drink? Rum and Coke.
Dark and Stormy.
Probably also rum and coke. No, Pim. Pim's number one.
Oh, Pim's. Yeah, Pim's Cup. Done.
Do you find it difficult to come up with sketch ideas every week, or do you have a good backlog?
Backlog, no, but ideas, sure.
Ideas pop up and
Coming up with
evolve.
scripts is tricky.
Yeah, like
ideas, easy.
Ideas,
easy. We
We have ideas
Yeah.
for years, but scripts, yeah. That's a little tricky sometimes, just from a time perspective.
Yeah, exactly. James has revolutionized the grilled cheese sandwich for me with his tales of cheese on the outside of the sandwich. What's another favorite cooking tip, trick, or recipe?
Kathleen, what is top tier technique for grilled cheese sandwich?
Oh, top tier technique for a grilled cheese sandwich is pot lid on top of the pan for the first little bit, so you can get the cheese all nice and melty on the inside. And then you turn up the heat so it gets a nice crispy brown on the outside.
But what kind of cheese?
Oh my god, top tier technique is blue cheese grilled cheese. I mean, you have to like your stinky cheese, but
That's
oh my
yeah,
god.
well, yeah, that's definitely a lot of people don't like blue.
But if you like blue cheese, if you are a fan
I
of
like
the
blue cheese, but I feel like that might be a little strong.
No.
Like I would like mix it with something else.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's good.
that's what I've done. Little,
No.
like blue cheese mixing
like
with cheddar.
like I
is really
love
good.
blue cheese on like a hamburger where there's also like the hamburger part, but just
no.
eating straight blue cheese.
Oh yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah. That's how I feel about it. Like I don't think I can go back to plain cheddar grilled cheeses because I already didn't like.
Going back.
I really don't like cheddar all that much. Like the sharp cheddar you get up here is not like the cheddar that you get in New Zealand. So I've never like been a huge fan of it because I didn't grow up with that kind of cheese. But now that I've had like blue cheese grilled cheese, never again.
All right, somebody asking about more Let's Plays. We've already asked that.
Yup.
Jer said at some point that he thinks... Oh, okay, hold on. This is a long one. Jer said at some point that he thinks he knew more about North mythology than
Norse,
the average...
right?
Yeah, but this is North.
Oh.
Than average person, but how
people
much
who
does
are
he
in-
know?
I have no
I
idea
don't know.
what Jared knows about Norse mythology.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know
Let's
what he
find
knows
out.
about North mythology either.
Yeah.
How do
mythology.
how do Canadians feel about what? Oh my god. Okay, I'm moving on. These questions are weird. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your favorite color? 12. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? No. Have you ever wanted to come to Australia? Yes. What's the inspiration for spring? And why is Graham so good at playing bro type characters?
The inspiration for
because
spring
he actually is a
spring.
bro.
Spring.
Graham is actually super bro.
The inspiration for spring was just the feeling of spring filling up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm secretly a bro. I'm really into Bud Light, and I'm gonna go spike some drinks at a sorority party later.
Can I come? That sounds like fun.
Okay, but I'm spiking your drink.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
In past Loading Ready Run videos,
Don't
Graham
even
is,
bother going to the sorority party.
Graham is
No,
always
it doesn't. It's not the same.
Graham is always the person who has a furry related joke thrown at him. Is this because he's the only one who can take a furry joke, or some past history of Graham we don't know
I
about?
don't
I have
remember
never heard a furry joke being lobbed at
the
Graham.
furry joke thrown at me. What?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
All right.
I am not, nor have I ever been a furry. I don't.
He's a bro, not a furry.
Yeah, I don't especially object to it. It's certainly not for me. But if that's your thing, that's your thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Morgan had like the
Billy the Bear
the
suit.
Billy the Bear suit, and Kelly had the
The
Panda
panda
suit.
suit.
panda suit, but
The Ron
Graham
Mott.
was in the bear fighting suit.
Yeah, neither of those were even like furry suits. They were just like
Oh, I mean, the Billy the Bear suit wasn't even really a suit.
it was
was
just an inside out coat. But
Yeah.
and Kelly's was from a Ranma cosplay. But
Mm.
I don't know.
All right.
So no,
What is on your mind right this second?
the word no because I just said it.
I'm kind of hot.
The new Boards of Canada album.
Paul?
I want
James
more
is
water.
kind of hot.
James is kind of hot. If you were to win the lottery, what would be your most exorbitant purchase?
I would purchase.
Purchases.
I would purchase
Uh,
the apartment building that we live in, and I would turn it into an artist's commune with a really big suite for Graham and me.
I would build
I like that.
I'd build a baller house with lots of fucking secret passages. and
Hell yeah,
shit.
secret passages.
Yep.
Hell
Oh, yeah.
Lots of secret
just
passages.
just build a house.
Yep.
A cool house with
Yep.
like a home theater.
Yep. I would build a super baller house.
See, because of Loading Ready Run stuff, I always thought that like I would want to build a really awesome house,
Oh, and a cool office.
with like maybe like different things going on in each, like having like each room have like a different style, all this stuff, but then make like and hire a crew to actually do like a movie about building the house or like a TV show about building, because it would be an awesome house.
Yeah.
and it'd probably be really interesting. Do like one of those, this old house that used to be on TV.
This new house.
Yeah, this kick-ass house.
Is that it?
That's it.
Hooray, we did
Boom.
Somebody asked about pets. I just got a dog.
it. It's very cute.
There we go.
Second cat should be incoming soon.
Meow.
So there you go. Kitties and dogs and
Just
all that jazz.
looking with binoculars. Yeah,
There it is.
Cat keep coming.
Yep, second cat's on the way.
It really needs to slow down.
No, it's just the
Just get the mattress up.
This cat just with like a little parachute, and he's just like hanging there. He's just meow.
The parachute says hang in there.
Yeah. Worst parachute ever.
If there's just like a little propeller on the back. Just
I feel like I'm representing Matt by making that joke.
I like it.
All right, guys.
Thank you for listening. And we will, So thank you for listening. Let us know any sort of feedback or anything on the forums. As always, we'll be doing more of this next week and Tap Tap Conceit as well. And those games we played when we play some of those games. So
I would expect it to return in 3 weeks.
yeah. So until then, thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.